This is Rachel Tessman from StampYourArtOut.com. Today's video will be featuring great ideas to make with Stampin' Up's February 2014 My Paper Pumpkin kit titled In the Bag. For those of you that just started your subscription, keep in mind that your kit this month is the Welcome Kit, and that includes the acrylic block D that you'll need for all your future kits. If you received your Welcome Kit prior to this month, then stay tuned for some fun variations with the contents of the February 2014 kit. I have lots of ideas to share with you as always, so I've broken them down into 3 videos. This is part 1 in a series of 3, so let's get started. First of all, I'd like to share with you how Stampin' Up spoiled us this month. Inside your kit, we have some new types of stamps. These are our photopolymer totally clear stamps, and you can see that they are totally clear and they cling to the block like magic. It's really nice. We also have the pistachio pudding Stampin' Spot, and I'll, of course, as always, be using my larger version of the pad because it's easier and quicker when I'm doing my tutorials. Also, inside the box, we have something unique. This month we have bags that we get to make, and inside you can see that there is 5 different bags. There's some embellishments like ribbon, some twine, some clothespins. We also have some dimensionals in there, so some adhesive that we normally wouldn't have. And then let me show you these fun sheets. There's a ton of them. We have alphabets and all these little fun circles that look like medallions, and then these circles that have the bright Bermuda Bay color on them. It's going to be fun. So what I recommend when you get your kit, or if you've already gotten it, what you should do with it is to take and punch out all of these shapes and then to organize them into containers. So I took my alphabet, which I think for sure you need to organize. Just, set them all out and put them in order A through Z. And then you can store them in just a little container so that they stay in order and it's easier for you to then find the letters that you need. Then I just put the other shapes into 2 other containers so that they're ready to go and they don't get lost. All right, here we go. So the bag. This is what the bag looks like closed up. You can hear on the video and you can see that it's made out of a very sturdy, thick cardstock. And so these bags are going to be sturdy. When you put something in them, they're going to stay standing up and they're going to be easy to carry heavy stuff with. So here's what you make with your kit contents. So this is what's intended to be made with them. You've got the place to put your ribbon handles, and those are those eyelets here that are nice and large. And then all the clothespins you can see help to hold on these little letter embellishment tags. And a tip on that is when you put these on, you can see, if I turn it really close up to the, there we go, up to the camera, you can see that I've got my twine in a place where they're going to be pinched shut. Don't put the twine in the place where there's like a little hole that you could have the twine slip through. Really insert the twine up high into the clothespin, and that way they'll stay in place. They won't slide around on you. I also took and attached my 2 end ones first, and then made sure I had about the same amount of twine on each end, and that it also hung a little bit low. It didn't go straight across. Then I was able to attach the middle one because I had an uneven number of letters. If you have an even number of letters, like 6 of them, which I think is all really that it can hold, then make sure that you attach those both evenly in the middle, and then you can attach your other ones that go between those as well. That way you can get them evenly spaced. And it doesn't matter because it's not adhesive, so if you stick it down on the clothespin and it doesn't look right, you can adjust it. So here's how I did the handles. You take and you put your ribbon through, going this way, and then you pull the ribbon in one direction, tie a knot, just an overhand knot, and make sure it's nice and tight. And then you can pull that tight, and then the other one loosen up, tie in a knot, and pull it tight. You can just shove it in there with the corner or the tip of it. And see? It's going to go in that way. just like this. Then you can tie this knot nice and tight. And the nice thing is you don't have to worry about where the knot is because you can always twist it so that the bag handle looks right. Okay? So that's the tip on the bag. All right. Happy? The next project that I'm going to show you, I'm going to walk you through making. We're going to do a tag. And for that tag, I'm going to use the basic embellishments that come in the kit, the circles and the clothespins and the letters. But first I want to cut down one of the bags. I've already cut the front panel off of one. And now I'm going to take my paper trimmer, my Stampin' trimmer, and I'm going to trim off just a section here to make a tag. You can see through the eyelet hole. So I want my eyelet hole to be at 1 1/4 inches. So I'm just centering it in there, and then I'm trimming it. Just like that. And you might have to take, because it's kind of thick, you might have to grab a scissors or a snips and just give it a little bit better of a trim. And then I can center it again. Now I know that 1 1/4 plus 1 1/4 equals 2 1/2, and sure enough, there's the center line. And I can trim it again. And what doesn't get cut, hey, it got cut this time. That's because I put more pressure on it. Yay! What doesn't get cut, you can always trim up though with your paper snips or scissors. Okay, so now I've got my tag ready to go. And it's going to be a birthday tag. So I'm going to take some adhesive, which doesn't come in the kit. Neither does the trimmer, so you'll have to have those things separate. Purchase those separately. And you can go to my online store to do that. Where's my online store? Oh, it's on my blog at stampyourartout.com. I'm going to add some circles up here as well. And we're going to just trim them off. So we'll flip our tag over, give it a trim. Did you notice that I used my long orange-handled Fiskars scissors? How dare I? That's not Stampin' Up. I like using my longer one when I trim long sections of cardstock. I also have the craft scissors for that, which Stampin' Up sells, but I like to use my craft scissors for ribbon because it's such a nice scissors that I like to keep it sharp. So sorry that I used something else there. Alright, next what we're going to do is we're going to stamp these pieces with the stamps that come in the kit. And for ease, I have put them on 2 different clear blocks so that I don't have to worry about remounting and mounting again. They're very sticky though, so I want to let you know that if you have a manicure and you have really thick nail polish at the end, it's going to be hard to pull these up. So just keep that in mind, because I figured that out. Okay, we're going to grab our stamp pad, pistachio pudding, which I never would have combined with this color here, but it does look great. And we'll ink it up, just like our regular clear mount stamps, only now you can see totally through them. And our clear stamps are very, very high quality. I don't want to say that any other companies are not high quality, but we didn't jump on the bandwagon right away when the clear stamps started coming out because we wanted to have very good quality, non-smushy rubber. We wanted them to stamp nice and firm. Stampin' Up sells quality. Isn't this nice that you can see through them completely? I love it! Okay, so now I've stamped the 2 different images so you can see what those stamps give you. I love it. So we're going to adhere those now to our tags. And you know, let's make them kind of kitty wampus for fun. I used that word with my boys yesterday and they're like, kitty what? And yeah, because they're 7 and 8, so they're learning new words. I guess they never heard me say that before. Okay, I'm going to keep this stamp pad out because I want to show you another fun, fun tool that you can add to your repertoire of products. The sponges are awesome, the Stampin' sponges, and I take and I cut them into either 4 or 6 pieces. This is like a 1/6 of the circular sponge, and then, well, most of the time, I will write on them with a Sharpie marker what color they are, and I'll just store them in a container so that I don't have to clean them off every time and wait for them to dry. So this is my pistachio pudding one, and I'm just going to sponge the edges of these letter circles. And I like to flick them off the edge. I think you get a better sponging, gradual dark to light look when you do it that way. Okay. Now we have those dimensionals that came in the kit as well. You see I've used some. Yes, I've pre-made some projects ahead of time that I'm going to be sharing with you. Okay, we're going to take and flick the backing off of that one. And flick the backing off of this one. Okay, and they're ready to put on here. HB, what does that stand for? Well, with all the acronyms people are using nowadays, we should know, right? Happy birthday. HB. And we can put these little clothespins on here for fun as well. I don't know. Do you like the clothespins? I'm not sure about them now. Yeah, they're cute. Okay, so next I have some twine. The twine that we used to attach on the bag. Do you remember that? They held the happy birthday here. Well, I'm going to grab a strand of that for this tag. And we'll thread it through. You notice I folded it in half. That gave me a loop at one end. And then I can press or bring the other two strands, the ends of the strand through. And now I've got a tag ready to go on a gift. HB, happy birthday. Isn't that cute? Okay, so now we've got the bag and the tag. And the last project for part 1 of 3 videos is going to be a scrapbook page. And it's just one 12 by 12 page for this time, but I promise you that I have another set of pages for another video. So the first thing I want to do is take these letters, and again, I need to do some sponging. We'll do that super, super quick. And while we're doing this, let me tell you that I also sponged the edges of the stamped medallion looking white pieces. So I stamped them like I had in the, with the tag, but then I also sponged all the edges. So you can see here that they're a little bit more defined on the edges than they were when I last did them, because I sponged all the way around after I stamped. Okay, so I've got all those pieces. We'll shove those aside for a minute. We'll take our page. We're just going to use a sheet of Whisper White 12 by 12. And we're going to adhere this ribbon, which came in the kit for the handles. Alright, so we're just running the snail adhesive along the edge there, and we'll attach it to the page. Really close here. And then we'll flip it over and trim a little bit closer. Set that aside. We're going to take the extra piece here and we're just going to tie it in a knot. You notice there's not a lot left here. That's why I made sure that what I had here was not too much extra on the end. Okay, there. Now I've got a knot, and we're going to put that aside because we want to use that. Let's grab the bag pieces that I already pre-cut. And you can see, if I attached them together, how they looked beforehand. So this was the front side of the bag, and this was from the back side of the bag. And that's where the fold was, because in the back side of the bag you have a fold, so you couldn't really have that whole long piece there. But now we're going to pair them up like this. See, this one goes here, this one goes here, and this one goes here. And then let me lay out what I'm going to do with the pages. I'll adhere them after I've shut the video off, and then, let's zoom out a bit so you can see it more. I'll adhere them, and then I'll come back in on the video and show you what the finished page looks like. So we're just going to take these guys here, our Bermuda base circles, and then these will go over the top, and then our letters will go on top of those. Alright, so here's my finished page, and I love it. It's a great page to display baby photos on with the word adore and all the little pearl embellishments that I added. Those extra pearls, by the way, are something that we sell at Stampin' Up. They come with glue dots on the bottom, and all I need to do is just scoop them up with a paper snips. That way you won't leave the glue dot behind when you're trying to stick it down onto your project. Love it. So there it is. Reminder of the other projects that we made on this video. Here's the bag, and here is the tag. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial. Be sure to watch parts 2 and 3 for more ideas. Then visit my blog at stampyourartout.com to see photos of these projects and to purchase any extra products that you may need for making them. Now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye. Thanks.